Hello and welcome back to Let Supreme Ghost the Dark mod. It's been over a year and a half since I played this mod. Seeking Lady Lester, I think, was the last one. But this mod keeps coming back to me, and I just went back to try actually a couple of the older missions, just sections here and there, a couple of days ago, and really felt the need to play it, to ghost it, and to record it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to play Penny Dreadful 1, the Grail of Regrets. This is actually a mission that I ghosted a few years back, but never ended up recording. So I had it sort of ready. I am mostly playing this series for missions 2 and 3, which are bigger and better than this initial creation. This is by no means a bad mission. It's smaller, it's a little bit more basic, but it's a Melan mission. And I love his style, and he just always produces quality work. So that's what we're going to take a look at today. I should say that since the last time I played this mod, version 2.13 has been released. And along with the changes in that update, they have now removed the leaning trick, the leaning to get darker trick that has been present in the dark mod up until this point, which was very useful but felt very immersive breaking and almost felt like cheating at a certain point. So I think a few of my previous ghost runs are sort of obsolete or invalidated, not invalidated, but you can no longer repeat what I did in this version. Now there's nothing wrong from, reverting to a previous version and playing it with that, but just mark that 2.13 will have a change in possible busts, especially for Supreme. So that is just what the mod probably should have done quite a few years ago, because it seemed very weird to be able to do what we could do. But I know that a few players have been almost become a little bit dependent on it, so just wanted to throw that out there. That shouldn't have an effect on this run, this mission at all. Let's start the mission, and we'll talk about the objectives. A few days ago, I received a note from a man by the name of Grimy Morgan. I bought the odd trinket from him before. He is one among the hundreds of workers laboring to keep Bridgeport electricity supply going, and his kind always finds the most unusual things. Morgan rigs water arrows in his underground lair, and occasionally he is able to palm the odd piece of wind-up machinery when his superiors aren't looking, and most aren't looking too hard. This time, though, he promised something more, a passage he discovered below the power junction he works in. Morgan hasn't contacted me again, and I'm starting to think he may be looking for other offers or thinking of getting his hands on whatever there on his own. Whatever is there on his own. So much for gratitude. Whatever this is, he should have learned to keep his mouth shut. My name shall not be Gerald Foxley if I cannot claw my share from his hands. The only question is how much punishment he's prepared to take before playing up. Alright, so we don't play as Garrett, of course. In the Dark mod you don't. But now we're playing as Gerald Foxley. We have to play on Expert. And our objectives are: see what Morgan's found down in the power station. Find and steal something worth the effort. So that effort is going to be the Grail of Regrets then, hence the title. Why not go for 500? Might even buy some new equipment or move into a roach-free tenement. When all is done, return to your starting point. Alright, so if you don't know, I play Supreme Ghost, which means that we have to keep to a complete perfect 0 stealth stat. And I use the stealth stat tool so I can see my stats throughout the playthrough, not just at the end. Otherwise, it would be almost impossible to know 100% whether you have Supreme Ghost in the mission or not. We cannot remove any light sources, and we cannot deal any damage. So we can't kill or blackjack or anything like that. We also have to reset or return everything that we can to its original condition. Closing doors, locking them, moving objects back and forth if we move those around, stuff like that. And this mission should be possible to Perfect Supreme Ghost. I can't remember any boss that we should need to take here, and I don't think that we should have to skip any loot either. But it's been a few years since I played it. I did run through it quickly, just to make sure that I knew the layout and stuff. But yeah. Okay. Now, in the initial streets, there's nothing really of value. There is a patroller. I want to avoid him. So I want to show you the streets. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just... If you write in no target, then you can freely roam around if you want to in the initial or in any part of the mission. I'm obviously not going to use that to my benefit. But now we won't be spotted by this guy. The dark mod, it is quite difficult to blackjack people just on a whim. You have to plan it. You can't go fast, and you have to really have them have their back turned. If they even have a sniff of you, then they won't be able to be blackjacked. So here we are in the initial streets. Here's a locked door. We do not have lockpicks. Gerald Foxley apparently can't pick locks. Here is non-probable doors, stuff like that. Here's some kind of an advertisement. The Pawnbroker's Lament, aptly directed and performed by Messer Smolders Acting Company. On our spectacle thou shalt see, love jilted by vain jealousy, a testament wicked and cold, as it shall there be well told, and on the stage all unfold. Attendance only 2p standing, or 6p well seated. The price of greed, a tragedy most foul. Sounds very interesting. I would want to go. So we can see that, yeah, we don't have much to talk about here. We have broadheads. We have no rope arrows. And we do have Morgan's message, though. Let's read that. Gerald, you old sod, you heed me now, because we will soon be rich. I'm done here at this place, and the coughs and the rot. But for that, we got something better than your dumb arrows. Now I found a thing in one of the side storages with old crap, and here it is, a gap behind some bricks, all tumbled out and such. I opened it up, and sure enough, there's a drop there, and then it goes sideways even more. And the wind. There's wind blowing out the lantern, so it goes some way down and such like. I bet there's something there, and if you want, you can have half of it all to you. We just meet at the Generous Lass tomorrow, and bring a lamp with you. Maybe a shovel. We got him down here, but Marty don't like when it's not used for work. But he don't like anything. Anyhow, we can dump the earth into the water, and there will be it. Morgan Emmons. Writ at Paulden Way Power Station. Okay. Here's also a door that is not pickable and locked. Okay, so it doesn't seem like we really can do anything here at first. We can turn that off again. Let's reload. So what I want to do here real quick, let's pull up the stealth stat. He heard that. Okay, we might have to wait for him. Nope, we got it. Mantle up here, so I pulled up my stealth stat there. So you can see suspicions, searches, sightings, bodies, and total loot score. And it actually shows the total loot value in the mission, 875. So If you're quick, you can use that little stool and jump up there. I've been able to jump up without that stool. Let's see.
What's that smell?
Oh, I thought he had seen me. What's the smell?
What's that smell? Smells like stink.
So we go up here. Okay. And we can come in here. Here we have a message, an unfinished message. Rupert, you old goat. I got something to interest you if you're still in the business. A burial vault or some such. We can share the good stuff just like the old days, clubbing people in Hayden. But no word to anyone, you see. I already told it to some thief, and I fear he might be too eager. So best be quick and get... Okay. And then he heard me. See that? He heard inside just a little tap. Oh. Go over here and there's another message here. More importantly, there is a gold goblet worth 15. Piece of paper. All cold this night, down, soaked through, but I'll stash me a little something that came with the flow. Who'd think it's stuff to fish out the sludge? And there was a cup like that all there for me. Put that back. So I like to keep the stealth stat open, just so I don't have to replay parts too much. Close the door. Yep. So he hears me there too. Got almost creep continuously. Okay. So here we can drop down. There are zombies here, and they hear the drop unless you hold the crouch button. Okay, so now we are in some underground power station here. Let's head it this way first. Here's a note. Caution, defective machinery. Do not operate under unreliable voltage feed. Do not expose to Class A or Class B incendiaries. Do not repair while primary emitter is operational or engaged. If resonance is out of tolerable bounds, apply shock blockers from the appropriate storage area and notify supervisory authorities. No manual cooling if overheated. Okay. That sounds like good advice. There's a zombie that roams around here. We are going to take 3 jewels that I guess work as sort of fuses. Oh, it's on its way here. I hope we're safe here. We'll see. we have to head back here. Down there is a flooded section that has the exit from the sewer station, but we don't have a key for the manhole cover for the exit. Zombies don't alert to doors being open. I think this is actually the first... Is it the first mission I've played with a zombie? For the dark mod, I believe, maybe so. Way. Walk up here and you find 3 coin stacks, total 90. Area. Now, to get down here, which is kind of difficult to drop silently in the dark mod. Make sure we crouch. I think he saw me rather than... If he leaves, then we're good. Over here's a door that's locked, we can't go to. And on that side's a door it's locked that we can't go to. Yeah. Okay, he didn't want to leave. Can we go up here, maybe? I don't think there's any way to drop here without taking damage. No. Maybe we just have to go back here. Mean to land on the wheelbarrow. He hears that too. He just has to move away and we can land on the brakes here. So this is where Supreme Ghosting is actually quite a bit more difficult in the dark mod. Guard sensitivity and enemy hearing and vision, since you have to crank it up to hardcore for Supreme, it becomes a challenge. He heard that too, man. So a suspicion that goes to 1 without affecting the stealth score, that's the lowest level of alert that you can have in the dark mod. Doesn't seem like we can get a break here. climb here. The chain, which is good. There. I didn't actually know we could climb that. We have to head through this area. Not anticipate to spend this much time in this little section. They have random patrols too, which is not good. Oh, I think they met each other in the doorway there. There. Let's go this way. In here there's a mine. There's a rope that we have to climb down. There we go. And now we're coming down to the tombs. So let's see here. Two statues here, worth 50 each. Let's give it a save here. So here, down here you've got skeletons. Kind of cool atmosphere in here. I'm gonna head this way. East. Whoa. He sort of saw that, heard that. The quickest way I've found to move in the dark mod without making any noise is to run and then tap the creep key. There's a piece of loot up there. Okay, saw that too. Ooh. So we can't go that way. Another guy coming here. So very, very tough patrols I'm dealing with. And now a guy behind me sees me. There as well. Here lies the body of Richard Knowles, who departed this life November the 12th at age of 23. Let's see. Here is a vase. We can't go further here. Just check something here. Nope. We're going to go further down. We can hide in here. It's one of these we can go into. Not here. Here it is. They saw that. Pretty dark in here. Here's a hidden tomb. There's a ring worth 100. I don't remember this tomb in here, but there was a switch on the inside, so you can open it from the inside, so there's obviously a way to get there. I don't remember if you can get there or not. See, I don't think there's anything in here. see me go here. There we go. Got that one worth 75, 490. If you hold creep, here's also a floor panel. I don't think you can go through there. Nope. Turns around too quickly here. I think we gotta head down there now. I'm not so sure. Is this a dead end area? No, this is where we need to go. Just gonna check what was over here. Oh yeah, this is where you can loop around, I think. Think so. Oh, off. That reached the 500 loot goal. Spotted here. I'm gonna wait. Every room has some dark areas, so that's not a problem. It's more just timing the patrols. There's some loot. So yeah, let me know if you can get into that tomb that I saw through that gate up there. I can't remember visiting that before, but then again, I'm not sure. Got spotted. There's a body. Some handprints. Seems like maybe our guy Morgan is over there. I think they see the sideways. Peripheral vision is a lot better in the Dark mod than it ever was in Thief. And I think that AI vision and hearing, at least vision is a lot better. Not just because they detect things at greater distances and are more sensitive, but because it's not like if you don't see them, they can't see you, like it is in Thief. Because your hitbox is much wider, so your point of vision is obviously in the middle of your screen. But if they see part of the side of your body, they're going to detect you, even if you can't see them. There, took 5 coins and we took a gold goblet, 585. Now in here, it's a room with a breath potion and a healing potion or health potion. That's about it. Nothing else of interest in here. And I assume maybe that this is Morgan then. This is then the inner temple. You can see a throne there. And above here is actually where the Grail is. Now there are several ways... There are several ways of getting the Grail. There's actually a switch that can lower the central chandelier. But there's also, I think, some rope arrows you can use. Three rope arrows. We do not need to do either of those things. So I'm not going to pick up those rope arrows, but they're there. I'll show them to you. Best way I have found to do this is go this way. Not this way, but here. saw us. Somebody saw us there. There. There is a little area that's fairly lit from that furnace or whatever it is, but not very bad. Let's make a save here. So here you can lower it. And here are the rope arrows, 3 rope arrows if you need that. But what you can do is actually this. If you stand up in your dark, then you can mantle up and you turn bright for a tad. But then you can actually, should be able to do this. There, okay, so yeah, that little chain there is climbable, I think. Here. Grail of Regrets completes the main objective. There's nothing else of interest in any of these rooms. But what we can do is this. There. Climb the chains and go up to this upper ledge. And then at the very end here, you have what looks like a copper plate and some goblets. 665. Was it over here maybe? Should be able to continue here. It's on this side. There we go. So here's a probable access panel. There we go. Down here. There. We can find the power station key that we need. Now you can open back up this panel. Okay, that is kind of amusing. That just takes you back into the tomb, so you can continue around looking for loot. You don't need to do that. But it was amusing that a skeleton could use it as well. So they hear... They hear everything. this way. Now we actually come back to the upper area of the power station. They saw that. I locked it. We can go past here this time, and now we have the key. This area. This is the area where he said he felt the wind and the bricks were loose, right? Hey Taffer, before you dump more of your trash in here, think to wall up that hole, will you? It is your poor work all the way anyhow. I told you to put more sand and less lime in that crappy mortar. We have no need for this exit anymore, so you might as well do the job well this time around. Maybe that isn't the area. Hey you, this stuff is all medicinal-like. You dare not touch here anything, and I got a hammer throw your skull. You understand, Morgan? That door wasn't locked. Go through here. Here is a worker bot of some sort. You have 3 more jewel fuses in here. Here is a rusted key that we need. We've got 2 notes. Unfinished letter. Overseer Bowling. A matter of potential importance requires your attention. Although the refurbishment of the power station is under progress, and we are in negotiation for 2 heavy-duty pumps to drain the flood area, I now have to note a new problem. My assistant has discovered a hole behind some disused crates in one of the side rooms, apparently connected to a passage leading to some manner of sub-basement. I'm not making an attempt to investigate, and am in fact restraining him from entering the derelict cavity. But I must present the existence of same as more evidence than other. Unknown threats to the architectural stability of the facility might blah blah blah. Neatly written message. Junction Overseer Martin. Clarifications as per your request. It is not allowed for authority staff to engage in the manufacture of either regulation or non-regulation devices on authority premises for sale or personal purposes. If your men are found in such pursuit, they should be reprimanded and the materials confiscated. On second occasion, a weekly pay subtracted. On third occasion, sacked from service. Exemption may be granted if the order comes through that authority and manufacture takes place outside working hours. Regarding your second request, only one personal access point is allowed per facility to prevent unlawful intrusion. As Paulden Way now has a regular pressure door and retains a coal drop, the old stairway is to be kept bricked up. Regarding the possibility of entry through the pipes in the flooded area, the installation of a locked hatch will be adequate on this occasion. Further precautions will be necessary once the water is drained. Everett, Thiswill, Bowling, General Overseer, Merkway Quarter, Bridgeport, MTCE, I'm not sure what that is, Authority. Okay, so this rusted key is for that access hatch that was mentioned, that I mentioned earlier as well. Oh, not the rusted key. So now we can leave through this door under the stairs. That takes us to a flooded area. Not sure if enemies here swimming better or worse or the same as regular walking. Is a zombie that patrols here. Get out of view. Okay, here is a I don't want to touch that. I want to take this. I don't want to touch that. Oh, he hears that. That's annoying. I don't want to touch the chair there. There we go. If you hit something else on the way down to water, and also just sometimes by accident, you don't make any noise when you lower yourself in water. Not from higher distances, but... No. Here comes a little bit of a same situation. We just have to lower ourselves to not make noises here, because there are massive slowdowns, but it didn't make any noise there for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I just lowered myself and it didn't make noise. Occasionally that happens if you go very slow. to a section that has some spiders. There's a door there. We need a key for that door. There's 4 spiders in general, or in total, I should say. I think the key is in this room right here. Saw or heard that, I'm not sure. Spiders are weird because they never seem to have proper patrol routes. They just seem to be going wherever they want to go, and they seem to be attracted to the player. Look at this. Something up with the spiders. They are just... there. Proper key. Suddenly they just run for no reason. I guess that erratic behavior is more common to spiders, right? In real life. That little squish there is an alert. What is this? They're trying to go through the door and they can't, and then they get stuck there. There. They heard that. They don't always hear those clanks if it's a part of a mantle. Now we are actually back close to the streets. There's nothing up here in the attic. This guy has a key that we need, but before we do that... sauce. Not sure if he'll see us now if we go now, but there. No, we did it while he was gone. Here's a purse, worth 50. This was the last piece of loot I found, I'm pretty sure. Oops. Why can't I jump? You heard that. Climb up there to get another piece of loot, the last one. He sees that immediately, so... to leave through that door, and he has a key for it, but getting the last piece of loot is more important right now. And we will alert to it being missing, they always do, but that's accepted in the dark mod. $875 out of $875. Here's the jump there. Yeah, he does.
Have the wife fix the whole
There. Now for Supreme, you are required to actually return all the keys, but none of the keys here are possible to return. They can't be dropped. This. We can go out here, and now there's another guard that has spawned, an archer, who does have a broadhead arrow to pick if you want to. So we just have to return that stool in the opening streets and then end the mission. Basically what we have to do. Now this is the door that we can also open now, I think, with... Maybe that... Is it the power station key? Yeah. So that is the door that we saw in the beginning of the mission. From the inside. Here we go. Let's see, we don't have anything that we didn't have at the beginning besides keys. Haha. Oh, he's going to stand right where we are going to exit. How nice.
Something moved.
Yeah, you can't get in behind him. So that's something that would be possible in Thief to do. But it makes sense that a normal human at least would perceive things more than just a 30-degree angle in front of them. Thief guards aren't that bad, but close. There we go. Alrighty. So that should have been a perfect Supreme Ghost of Penny Dreadful 1, Grail of Regrets. That took us 45 minutes and 27 seconds. No damage dealt received. No health restored. We picked 1 out of 2 pockets. So that was the gatehouse key, right? The second one is the broadhead arrow. We got all the loot. Everything else is 0. So alerts are perfect 0. So you need not just this to be 0 for Supreme, but also the alert 1. That can be 20, and the stealth score still be 0 for regular Ghost. But you have to have them all 0s for that mode. So yeah, I like this mission. It is not very difficult. Doesn't have any kind of major area that is troublesome. But it's a nice little tomb raiding mission. And it sets up the story that is continued in missions 2 and 3. I have not played mission 3. I've played mission 2, and it's fantastic. I love it. And that's the city mission, though, and much more along the lines of what Melan is known for in the Thief universe. So let me know what you guys think. We will be back next time with Godbreaker missions 3 and 4, but 4 is the only one that has gameplay there, the final thread. So hope to see you back for that, and let me know what you think of this and Dark Mode in general. Yeah, stay safe. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.